Hello, everyone, and welcome to the RedFlex. Back again. Manchester United have somehow beaten Brighton. I don't know how they do it. Don't know how they keep winning like this. Our play is awful, but we got 3 points, and that's all we got to really care about, to be honest. For majority of that game, we were frustrated. We were tearing our hair out. I suppose at one point in the game, to be fair, I thought we'd lost. We were 1-0 down. No even hint of creativity of play. Couldn't see where the goal was coming from. But somehow, Abdul, we have 3 points in the bag. 11 points clear of Tottenham and Liverpool. And some may say top 4 secured.
I mean, yeah, well, that sounds fantastic. But the actual game itself, I know a lot of teams like to come at Old Trafford, the way they like to play, they actually like to, sit everyone back, hit us on the counter. It is an effective way to actually play against us. But the quality in that first half was nothing short of abysmal. There was no desire to press, no desire to go forward. People walking, not even running. It was just poor stuff, and there wasn't enough movement on the ball. So someone obviously had a word, whether it was Ole or someone of the kind of backroom staff had that word with them, and they did come out with a little bit more energy. But even then, it
died off really quickly. The energy died off really quick.
Exactly. Yeah, that's not the type of performance we expect against a team like Brighton. Yes, they're okay. They are decent on the ball, and they do play some nice stuff. But we're Man United, and we need to. If we're happy with that, we've won, which is fine. Yeah, we need to be happy we've won. But the manner of the win, I know they say teams who don't perform but still win, that's a sign of a great team, but it happens too often, and especially at Old Trafford, it's too dull. We're not playing good football. We're winning. Yeah, winning. We have to be pleased about that, I guess, but it's not the type of football we want to see.
Yep. Wonder what people who are watching think. Let us know what you think about the Man United performance. While you're here, please drop a like and consider subscribing as well. But yeah, Man United, this is just awful, isn't it? This is just getting tiresome now. Like, I'm not Ole out at all. I love the guy, but their brand of football needs to change, and it needs to change pretty quickly. Bruno Fernandes not on the pace at all. Wasn't even at the races, unfortunately, but comes out with an assist. Rashford not in the game at all. Comes out with a goal. Some may even say Greenwood not really in the game. I'm sure there was at one point in the game that you were calling for him to get taken off, and he ends up with a goal. So what? I don't know what to say.
To be fair, I was calling for Rashford and Greenwood to go off before they both scored. So maybe we should start doing that more often.
Yeah. SYG says Brighton made it hard. To be honest, can't just think we will wipe all teams away at home.
It's not about wiping teams away.
This has been standard. No, we can't do it. We're not that team. Yes, we had Pogba back, which made a big difference, thankfully, because Bruno wasn't really there. But it's just not good enough. I don't know what exactly we need to change, but somewhere in the forward line we need something a little bit better, and somewhere in the midfield we need something better. Where that's going to come from, obviously that's up for debate. But if we stick to the game itself, like you said, it was a long period to that game. It didn't really look like we were going to do anything at all. Brighton had the play, they had the slickness of movement, their passing was decent. They were doing all the right things. And do you think they should have had a penalty?
If it was the other way around, I think we'd all be screaming for a penalty, wouldn't we? So, yeah, it was a penalty, to be honest. It was. Was it? Was it a foul? Let's ask. If we look at it impartially, it was a foul. Whatever we say, whether there was a coming together or whatever happened, it's still a foul. And if that happened the other way around, we'd be like, "What's going on? Why have we not got a penalty?" It probably was a foul, to be honest. And if that went in, definitely would have been a defeat. We would have not come back from that.
Yeah, wouldn't have recovered from that at all. SYG says, it's all about the wins at this stage. Shall we play amazing, then lose in the Europa semi? It's all about the win. Yeah, it is all about the win. But how long are we going to keep this up for? We're not winning the league, let's be honest. We're definitely not going to win the league. We're going to finish in the top 4, yes. But going forward, is this what you want to see year in, year out? Is really what you want to see year in, year out? You just want to see grinding, awful performances, that you're not even excited to see. Like, all right, yeah, we're going to finish top four, but look at it now. We've got what, 7 games left? Let's just say 7 games, for argument's sake. We've got 7 games left in the league. We're not gonna drop out the top four. Why don't we just go for it and see what we potentially can do? We're always playing on the back foot. We're always playing, safe football. I think maybe after one or two more. I think maybe after the Tottenham game, and if we win that, then you might as well just go for it and see what we can do in the league. I'd like to see that from Ollie, but I don't know if that's in him. Don't know if that's in him at all. Players, who do you think played well?
Luke Shaw again. I mean, he stood out. He was magnificent today, and especially that pass he made for Greenwood's goal. It ended up being that was an amazing pass, just from the outside of his left foot. Fantastic pass, and it needed something like that, to be honest, because Brighton were very difficult to break down. I know what you're saying in regards to we just playing a very kind of slow. It's very slow tempo, but obviously teams are gonna, as such, let's just go with the term, park the bus. There's not much else you can really do, but it's just that it's the tempo that was really slow. I mean, it's hard to break teams down. Yeah, after playing 5 at the back, if it's a 5-4-1, it's difficult to break them down. But if that was Man City would have wiped the floor with them. They would have completely dominated them, and they would have just completely just outplayed them. It wouldn't have been as hard as this game as it was for United. I know we're not at that level anyway.
Week out. I say it week in, week out. The fact that there's quite a lot of players, at least 3 or 4, that are technically not good on the ball means we end up playing like this. I don't want to name names.
In key positions as well.
We say it week in, week out. Don't really want to pick on them players. It's not their fault. They've signed for the club, obviously, but they're not good enough to continue the passing movement. When we're building up a bit of momentum, or we were trying to break teams down, if you've got 2 or 3 people in certain positions who haven't got that confidence on the ball to play that first time pass, or to pick out a little, maybe not the obvious pass, let's say, the line breaker or whatever, you're never gonna break teams down as soon as they do that. So we've got that in key positions, which is our downfall, really. So obviously we're looking for upgrades in those departments, maybe a little bit more quality. I still think that we need that one player who can do a trick, who can get something out of nothing. I thought it was Rashford. He's got too many injury concerns now.
I think his shoulder is back. I think he's injured, so you can't expect him to perform at 100%. For him to be on the pitch, I think is amazing. In regards to the injuries he has,
probably best we can expect. Really, he's the guy. I'm not going to say the Ronaldo, because let's face it, he's not that. But maybe like a nanny. Can do something out of nothing. Give us that unpredictability. We need that. And I think we need 2 players like that. We've got 2 potential passers in the midfield who can unlock defenses in Bruno and Pogba, whether you like Bruno or not, because he loses the ball, that's a different story. But he has the potential to unlock defenses. And I think out wide, the 2 players out wide need to have that. And now Rashford does have that on his day. Greenwood is a striker. He's out wide. It's not his fault. So 100% the right wing needs to be upgraded, and that's where we need the bit of quality, don't you think? Crying out for Sancho, really.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be Sancho. I think even if Ahmad came on, he would have made a bit of difference. Just need someone to run and kind of drive and be brave with the ball, and that's what we're not seeing. I mean, even if you're successful 1 time out of 5, that 1 time might be enough to unlock a defence or to create a really good chance, and we're not doing that. I know Rashford's injured, he would be the one, as you said, who would normally do that, but if he's not fit enough, we need someone else to try to do that.
There needs to be 2 anyway, regardless.
We can't just have 1 player in the whole team who can only do that. This is Man United we're talking about. We need to have 3, 4, 5 players, people who come off the bench who can do stuff like that, and we just don't have it. And this is why we cannot break down these teams. And in regards to your comment, with to do the squad not being technical enough, totally. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the end of any play with him. Fred, McTominay, end of any. If you're trying to go for anything too technical. That's finished. Only Pogba and Fernandes at times are able to do that. And I think Pogba had 2 or 3 fantastic passes in the game, which is just a clear sign of he is our best player, regardless of what anyone thinks. I know Fernandes has got the stats, but Paul Pogba is our best player.
He is. I agree with that. Whether he stays or not is going to be probably the key to a lot of different things, especially Donny van der Beek. Finally got a performance, finally got a few minutes under his belt. Shout out MZ as well. Thanks, obviously, for tuning in. Always there. He's always in there.
Nice comment.
He's always there. Yeah. Camera quality is, yeah, I'm trying, got little colored lights here in my microphone as well, trying to increase the production quality. I know MZ likes a bit of that. I think he's into photography and that's what he appreciates quality, which I appreciate as well.
MZ, I apologize for the lack of quality I'm showing on this side. I will try to up my game as well for you.
But yeah, he got on, didn't really do much, didn't really have time to do much. Luckily, had we not scored that late goal, again, the same thing would have been said again. Solskjaer, why did you not make changes earlier? I think I was watching the game around about the 60th minute. United weren't looking like scoring at any point at all, but the change didn't come. I think we got one a bit later on, but was it the right changes? Do you think it made the difference?
Well, absolutely, yeah. As soon as the change was made, the goal was scored. So yeah, absolutely, it made. I mean, yeah, but
even though none of the substitutes were involved, but it did something. It did something.
It did something. It's just that extra energy that you get from a fresh player coming on. I think it makes a huge difference. It doesn't matter whether the person actually does anything or not. It just makes still the person think, what, if I'm not performing, I'm going to get subbed off, and I don't want to leave the pitch. So that's something that that's all he needs to work on. Surely at halftime, I mean, if this was probably a more ruthless manager, at halftime we probably would have seen 1 or 2 changes.
Yeah.
But obviously what he did worked. We won at the end. But again, as I'm going to keep on saying, it's just the quality of performance needs to be a lot better. We don't have those players, unfortunately, I think. And our bench wasn't that strong anyway. So I don't think he could have made many changes.
Yeah, Martial out, I think we're struggling. Yeah, to be fair, I mean, had we drawn that game, we probably would have had a little bit more valid reason, let's say, to be upset or to have our little rant. But at the end of the day, when we boil it down, we've got 3 points. Let's just move on. Normally, I've said it before in the pre-match, that Man United, after a little bit of a break, we always come back with a run. And I said it before, even though I did think it was going to be 2-0. I said it again. We're going to win some games now. Next up is Tottenham, is it? Obviously, we've got the midweek game, but next in the league, we've got Tottenham. I'm not even going to... There's no chance of us getting revenge on them. We're not gonna smash them, are we?
That scoreline will not be repeated. No. We won't return the favour,
unfortunately. But yeah, looking forward to midweek wholesale changes.
Yeah, you would assume so. I think it's important that we get a comfortable win. So hopefully in the second leg we don't need to play our kind of first team. So we don't really need to rest players probably now. But we just need to keep them fresh. We want to avoid the situation that we had last year, where we had too many players in the Europa semi, just burnt out.
Yeah.
And that's the key. If we can avoid that, if you look on paper, I mean, we've probably got one of the best squads in the Europa League. Yeah. So we should win. To be honest, we should win it. We would hope to win it. The only thing that's going to let us down could be an error, or it could be that we just burnt out. And I think Ollie needs to avoid that, because we're going to finish probably second or third anyway now. And some changes can be made maybe in the league now to make sure we're fresh for the big games that are coming up for Europa. I mean, it's not a competition we want to be in, but if we're in it, why not win it?
Yeah, I think because now that top 4 is secured, to be fair, like I've always said anyway, second or third, it's neither here nor there. If you're not first you're not even close to first, then it doesn't really matter. I'd rather just focus on trying to get that trophy in the bag for the credibility. But anyway, we keep talking about this again and again. I'm sure we will further down the season. But long and short of it is Man United have won. Man United have won. They've beaten Brighton 2-1. All 3 goals scored by Manchester United youngsters who've come through the system. So, providing for English football as we always have and always will continue to do. So, we look forward to the next game now. We're playing Granada. Granada lost 3-0 in the week.
And who's going to start in goal against Granada is a good question.
Who's going to start in goal is a big question, which will definitely... We covered that already, but we'll probably cover it once again in the pre-match. But if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We'd love to, build a community here for Manchester United fans to talk. Thank you for everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again. Take care. Goodbye.